Ain't no Karen gonna steal my joy. Ain't no Karen gonna steal my joy. Hey, what's up, everyone? Oh, see that nice piece of machinery there in the background? Um, this is not going to be a meaningless rant. Um, we're going to turn this for an opportunity to encouragement. So, not going to be a meaningless rant. So, whatever it starts off as, that is the objective by the time we get to this video, to turn this to encouragement for someone out there. So I got a Grubhub order about 45 minutes ago from Panda Express, and actually I had multiple orders for Panda Express, and I showed up to pick up both of those orders, and they were out of one of the items for one of the orders and asked me to contact the customer, which I did. And for those of you who do this gig work, you know how difficult that can be from time to time. People just won't answer the phone. There's problems with the order. The restaurant doesn't have an item. And then we have to try to figure that out and sort all of that out. And it can be a pain trying to get someone to respond to a call or a text message. So they asked me to contact this one customer and see what kind of substitute they wanted in place of the item that they didn't have. So I made the phone call. And it rang and rang and rang and rang and rang. Finally went to voicemail. I left a message, and I told them in my voicemail message, which I typically do, I'm going to try to call again, and I'll also send a text. So that was my voicemail message that I left for this customer. So after I hung up from the first call, I sent a text message and explained the situation. And I said, well, they're out of this one item that you ordered, and the store wants to know what type of substitute you would like instead. So I sent that text and then waited a minute and made a second phone call, because if we can't get a hold of the customers, then we have to make some kind of determination on our own as to what to substitute. So I really like to be able to get a hold of the folks. So while I'm in the process of making the second phone call, I get a very rude, unpleasant tone of a text message back from the customer that says something, and I'll dress it up a little bit, but it says something along the lines of, wait just a minute, I'm at work. Okay. And then after that came a series of very demanding, Karen-esque text messages. And did I just coin a phrase, Karen-esque? I don't know if I have or not, but I don't think I've ever heard that before. But there were some very Karen-esque messages that came after that, very demanding, as if I'm just some lowly servant boy, and which is fine. It doesn't really matter to me, but the whole thing was very presumptuous for this person to assume that it would not have dawned on me that she was at work. I mean, of course you're at work. Of course you're at work, but I'm at work. But being at work does not exempt you from being available to answer questions if there's problems with your order. So I understand people get busy at work. Don't have a problem with that. Everybody knows that. That's fine. But you really don't have to be a jerk about it. I'm at work. Most everybody goes to work. Well, I guess most everybody still goes to work. Maybe that's not the case, but as for me, I would assume that there's a good chance that the person's at work. But guess what? I still have to try to contact you if there's problems with your order. I mean, if you're free to make the order, then you need to be free to answer questions about the order when there's problems and we're trying to contact you. So yes, and the whole thing was presumptuous in another way, because I've got multiple orders. I've got another person's order that I'm trying to deliver from the same store, and she come back again and said, I'll text you in a few minutes about the replacements. And I'm like, okay, I can't stand here all day when I've got someone else's order that's tied in with your delivery. and they're waiting on their order, and it's like, you know, she didn't even think about that, didn't even think about the possibility that not only you know, is her situation affecting me and other people, but she's being rude about it as well. And I'm dressing the whole thing up a little bit, but I didn't want that to be just a meaningless rant, so I'm using it to turn this to an opportunity to encouragement, because, you know, we're going to have situations like that, and we're all going to have bad days, bad moments. And maybe this woman was having a bad moment. I'm not mad at her or anything like that. I was given the grace by God to not smart off back to her, to not be rude in return. And that's not natural for me, because when someone's rude to me, in and of myself, I tend to want to rise up and return the favor. But I know someone now who has given me joy that no man can take away, no woman can take away, no power upon this earth can take away the joy that I have. You see, joy is abiding. Joy is not the same thing as happiness. Happiness is temporal, happiness is fleeting, happiness comes and goes. You know, it ebbs and flows, it's in and out, it's up and down. But when you have the joy that I have, and it doesn't originate with me, I can assure you that. It's been given to me. Then you have joy even during the difficult times. You have joy in the hard times. You have joy when you're being persecuted. You have joy when people are being rude. You have joy, you know, when you're sick. You have joy when things are going crazy in the world and governments are doing their stupid stuff and wars raging. And you even have joy at the time of death, if you can imagine that. And this joy abides. It is a permanent joy that I have, that even when things are going wrong and I'm having a horrible experience and I'm having a horrible day, or whatever situation you can name, I can still have joy. And this is a joy that no person can take away. I hope you have that joy. It's given to you by someone, and that someone's name is Jesus. So if you don't know Jesus, then you don't have this joy that I speak of, but I want you to have it. And you can have it if you'll look to him. He's the only one who can give it to you. So, and when he gives it to you, it's a joy nobody can take away. There's no Karen who can take it away. There's no rude customer. There's no politician, president, king, government, neighbor, so-called friend, anybody, because it's a joy that lasts. And the same one that gives this joy, it's described as joy unspeakable and full of glory, is the same one who gives love that passes knowledge, and he's the same one who gives peace that passes all understanding. So no Karen's going to steal my joy today. I was able to respond graciously and get through that situation without any incident, and live to work another day. Well, I hope that this has been an encouragement to someone out there. Don't let anybody steal your joy. They don't have to. They can't. They can't if you have it. If you have it, you have it, and they're not going to be able to take it away. And we need to live lives that reflect that, the joy that we have. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and be blessed, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.